It's Caroline Cousins from www.transformationalenergyexpert.com, Twitter @QuantumHealer1, and Facebook Transformational Energy Expert. Today we're talking about shadow or the shadow, and it is the composite of all the unintegrated energies that we haven't fully brought into conscious wakefulness. Okay, so shadow is all about the stuff that we haven't accepted as being part of us, so stuff that we still feel separate from. Now that can be good or bad, so people tend to naturally assume everything that is in shadow is bad. It's bad stuff, it's negative stuff, it's negative emotions, but it isn't. You know, one of the fundamental parts that are in shadow is the fact that we've forgotten that we are a pure spiritual being having a human experience. We can talk about it consciously, but you know, if we absolutely, truthfully, completely, 100% felt it within our being, then we wouldn't have all the behavioral issues or the problems or the blocked flows of energy that we do. So it can also be in shadow, can be all those parts of us that actually could benefit us that we also haven't accepted as well about ourselves. And that includes resources that we have got that we haven't fully integrated into our being. Okay, so shadow itself isn't a thing, it is a process, and the whole consciousness is constantly expanding, constantly learning, constantly moving. So shadow itself is a process rather than a thing. So it's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, but we can make shadow work for us. So instead of working through individual things that come up in our lives, we can actually tune into shadow and say, okay, this is the behavior, this is the emotion, this is the energy block that I have, that I would like to get right into the root of and resolve it completely. And if you work with shadow, and if you tune into shadow, and if you meditate on shadow, there are lots of different techniques to meditate with shadow. You can actually go in and find out and change several things, change a whole area of behavior completely through going into shadow and finding out why we haven't integrated fully that resource that we need, or what we need to bring into our conscious wakefulness, our conscious awareness, in order to accept, so that we may then move on in a more beneficial way for us in this lifetime. And there are many fabulous ways of getting into it. One of the techniques is in Finding True Magic by Jack Elias. I'll just get the book now. Okay, so it's this book, Finding True Magic by Jack Elias. So I think it's on Amazon. If not, go to his website. I think it's findingtruemagic.com. And Jack has a brilliant meditation for accessing the shadow, and talks about the shadow within his book. So that's worth checking out. It's a fabulous book as well. If you want to self-heal and go through self-hypnotherapy, or even if you're training as a hypnotherapist, then that is, to me, the Bible, because that brings in, you know, the mental and emotional side, but also the spiritual side as well. It's an invaluable book. Okay, so shadow is all those parts of us, all those resources that appear good or appear bad that we haven't fully integrated into our being, into our conscious awareness. Okay, so it's not always such a bad thing. It's not always, we see it as darkness, we refer to it as darkness, but it's a process that we can utilize to help us live a more enjoyable life.